Let's head now to Home Depot's Disaster Response Command Center, which is also in Atlanta. And Kelly Mayhall is the company's Southern Division president who is spearheading relief efforts. Kelly, Ian hit this area just a couple of years ago. I don't know how much experience that's able to inform about what you're doing to prepare now.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kelly. Look, our number one focus anytime we go through an event is making sure we're there for our communities and for our associates before, during, and after a storm. And so storm after storm, we continue to get better and better at what we're doing to be able to make sure we can do that. Obviously, Ian, was a highly impacted storm. We're just now coming back through Helene. So while the stores are trying to support the customers in their current need, we're also still supporting those communities and associates from the Helene catastrophes that happened just last week.
How do you make the decision about at what point to shut the stores down and send people home? Home Depot is one of the few places people can go when they are trying to kind of make their homes more of a fortress against the storm. So kind of bringing in that extra inventory, helping people right up until the very last minute at which you have to send people home. What does that decision look like?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, I would tell you what is most important to us is making sure we keep everyone safe. And that includes our customers. I know sometimes customers, they prepare last minute, so they have last minute needs. We also want to make sure that we're getting people off the roads and out of our stores at a good time so that when we start to see the impacts of any storms, we can make sure we've, help the customers, every customer we can up until that very last minute. But we also don't want to put people in harm's way of being in the middle of a storm or getting too close to the storm, because as you guys have seen, this storm continues to shift. We thought it was going to go a little bit closer to Tampa. Now it's coming a little bit closer to Port Charlotte. So we've got to be a little bit nimble with all the data that we use to be able to make these informed decisions.
And so those people we were showing behind you, they are doing what? They're telling you at what point those stores need to close down. How many are closed at the moment or still open?
Yeah, so right now we have over 60 stores that are closed, and then we've continued to make waves of closures based upon the data. What we have currently, what we're doing to make sure we're supporting the communities in need and our associates in real time is upstairs right now. We have over 100 associates, and we call it the command center, which is what you said early on. And there's rooms full of people from this building that are working cross-functionally to make sure we're making right decisions. One, we're looking at what is the in-the-moment timing of the storm so we can make really good decisions. What's the impact? How's it shifting? Where are we going to see storm surge? And then also we're monitoring how do we get product to a store? How do we make sure we get it to the right store? And just making really good decisions on this unit of great associates up in the building, just a few floors above us. And they've been working tirelessly. If you think about it, Helene was, here last week. And so they've been there for about 3 weeks, making sure, just making good decisions to be able to support the community.
And then how do you resupply stores? How do you basically get things into this area once the storm passes to try to get the stores back up and running and have the kind of product that can help people rebuild?
Yeah, great question. So what we do is, we've gotten very nimble in terms of having distribution centers throughout the U.S. that are not always going to be in the strike zone. And we pre-fill trucks inside of our distribution centers with key product categories that we know our communities are going to need post-storm. So we make sure that happens. And we're constantly, again, with the data we have upstairs, using where the impact zone is going to be. How quickly can we get into it? How fast can we get our truck drivers into our stores? And then think about our associates. You're also going to have associates that are impacted during this time as well. So how do we have the right labor in our stores to be able to help our customers and associates be able to endure what they're going to go through after they go through a storm? So we have what we call, our volunteer network, our Orange Army, and associates from all over, I'll say the Southeast will come in and they'll help our associates work their shifts if they have their own impacts to make sure we can put the product on the shelf and make sure our customers can come in and get what they need.
We'll leave it there, Kelly. My last question would be, at a time when the supply chain and price spikes have come under a lot of political scrutiny and, customer frustration the last few years, what do you do when there's a shortage? Do you move pricing around at all? What should people expect in terms of availability and cost?
Yeah. No, Kelly, we absolutely do not do that. We want to make sure our customers get the best value that they can at all times. And so once we have any emergency situation, all of our prices are freeze, and our supply chain team just does an amazing job of making sure that we utilize all the assets in our network to be able to get the products to the right stores.
Well, thank you for bringing us this kind of inside look at what's taking place, Kelly, and the amount of people who are dedicated to trying to make this go as smoothly as possible. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.